Today I am joined by Sandy Khusari, founder and acting president of the Mubera Foundation. Hello, Sandy, and thank you for joining us. So my,
Hello.
so my first question to you would be, what are the different sort of conversion therapy cases that you have come across? And what are the different practices that are involved?
In this last year, I am working for the community from last 8 years. And now, before the conversion therapy was illegal in India, there was n number of cases we have received before. The difference between previous cases and now cases have been that they are not being practices in the major or big hospitals or big clinics or big, nursing homes in India. But however, the practice is still going on. Like before the conversion therapy was banned, there was a issues like one of the case, if I can recall, there was one children. He was very young. He was in the age of 14 or 15, and he informed his family, extended family, not because he didn't have his mom and dad. There were other people in the family. He informed that he's from the LGBTIQ community. What they did, they took him to the hospital and let him meet some psychiatrist or someone. He was given continuously shock treatments and also given hormone tablets, thinking that his son will be converted from homosexual to heterosexual. This was a live example when we saw that person, and how did we recollected or how did we understood that he's going through something, because at the age of 17 when we met him, he was just 17 years of old. He was doing his I think he was in his intermediate or somewhere. And then we asked that you don't look like 17 years. Are you sure? Are you lying? Because there were so many issues wherein we saw that this person is not from like the mindset, the entire body change was totally different. We asked that person that is it like 17 years? Are you sure about it? Then he said, yes, I am 17 years. He showed me certificates also. And then I asked him, what is the problem? Then he narrated the entire story that he was continuously given hormone tablets and given shock treatment. And that's the reason his body entire growth was so rapidly fast that the entire body growth, which we get into certain ages and we develop according to the normal body growth, that entire growth was so fast in his body. What we understood that conversion therapy is something really not good practiced in India, because a lot of people are going through, and that creates just not at that point of time but in future also, like because their body has gone through such kind of therapy or such kind of hormonal tablets, so their body gets the entire function gets problem, and they get some stomach infections or so many problems in the future also. So these were something which we reported before the incident. Now there are examples which are still been practicing. My own partner, to be honest, when he came out to his family or the family came to know, they drag him to a very well-known, renowned hospital in Hyderabad, and they were there. The parents was informed that you keep your son for 2 to 3 days in our hospital. You gotta pay 1.5 lakhs, and I will be converting the entire him from he'll start loving girls. He will start loving and liking girls. He will not get into this homosexual community altogether. The point is, his father was equipped to give him the entire 1.5 lakhs of amount to the hospital, and they were ready to do the entire operations or whatever the treatment or whatever soft treatment they were ready to give. The point is, since he was working with the community, he got that courage to come out and run away from home before the entire thing was started. But in his place, if somebody else would have been there, it would have been very bad situation for that particular person also. Now
So
these are something which I'm talking about.
all these cases that you have mentioned right now, you said that these cases were before the historic judgment of the Madras High Court. What has happened after that judgment came? How has the situation improved or not? And have you heard some of the cases which have come after the notification was passed and the medical council also said that conversion therapy should be banned in the medical arena?
Definitely, the judgment was huge, and we respect the judgment. However, the impact of that judgment to come into ground reality or ground people is again a very big question to altogether. Because undoubtedly, after that judgment, there are a lot of big, hospitals or clinics or private hospitals or something which have collectively or else kind of relatively stop the entire practice of conversion therapy. I'm not sure, because till now there is no reported cases we have received if they are doing it in secret way. But in openly manner, they have stopped in few or big hospitals. But a place like Hyderabad, a metropolitan city like Hyderabad, there are still in small clinics and small hospitals where the conversion therapy is yet today also being practiced. Why I'm saying so and why I am getting this into picture, because 2 months before, just 2 months before, we have received such kind of issues where so they were together for a longer time, and one of the person among the couple have reached out to us saying that her partner's parents are forcing him to get into a conversion therapy, and they are taking him to some hospital. We didn't understood the entire issue, so we wanted to know the more about it. So when we reached out, we understood that the partner was married forcefully to a heterosexual person, and once they were married, the person came to know, husband came to know that she is from the community, and there was domestic violence happening with her for like 9 months stretch. And then she thought this is too much, and she raised her voice. She went to they was trying to go to the police station, but her brother stopped her and bring back to the home. And the next very day, she was taken. She was given some medicine or some juice to drink, and she was unconscious, and she was dragged into the small private hospital. And there, the conversion therapy was practiced. When we got this information, we, along with me and some other community activists, we reached out to the hospital management asking that what are you trying to do? Why have you brought in? What is the issue? They says that she has some mental disorder thing, and we are trying to treat. And their parents are ready, and they have given the consent also. What our ask was to let us meet that particular girl for one time, so that we can have a we can know that its entire thing is happening with her consent. But the hospital management denied. And that point, it was on Saturday. We cannot go through court. They asked us, hospital management clearly said us, get a letter from the court, and we will be able to let you meet the victim. So at that point of time, the court was closed on Saturday, and Sunday it will also be closed. So at that point of time, what our lawyer suggested to rush to the local police station, because the conversion therapy was already started. So it was an emergency case. So we rushed to the local police station, and when we tried to talk to them, the police SHO over there directly called to the hospital management, and when in the call only they said lesbian case. So they have the number already with the cops, the entire number of the hospital. I'm sure because they are nearby, just opposite. The hospital and the police station is just opposite. I'm sure cop will have an idea about the hospital. So they have the management number, the person over there who sits over there. And then this person, the police HSO calls that person, and that person says, after we complaining that this kind of thing is happening, so they, for inquiry, they call before us only. And then when they call, and then they says, and the hospital management says it's a lesbian case. So when they say it's a lesbian case, the HSO says again it back before us only. Oh, it's a lesbian case. Okay, then keep the phone. And after knowing the fact, they harassed us saying that who are you all? How do you know the even girl? And which NGO you are partner? And what kind of things you people are doing? And when the partner says that she is my
So you are
partner,
saying
we
that
are
the SHO used homophobic language against you.
yes, too much with us also. Being an activist, they disobeyed us. They were not denial to even listen what we are trying to say. Also, the woman was also harassed, saying that, are you a partner for her? Are you kidding me? You are a woman. You can get a good job, get a good married, settle down with a guy. What kind of relationship are you talking with? And this is not accepted. If their mother and father is doing something for her, they will be thinking good only, because none of the in the world, any mother father cannot think anything wrong about their children. But we have ample amount of such kind of issues and cases record, just not in LGBT community, but in all communities altogether, where the families have also become a huge big enemy for their own children's altogether. So it's not there in written anywhere that mom and dad will be always 100% correct only. So this police was giving all such kind of issues. They were not ready to even note a complaint. They denied us and say, if you are visible near the hospital, we're going to put you all inside the jail for no case altogether. However, we were, because of this entire thing happened, we were able to stop the process of conversion therapy medication process, and they took her to her home. 1 month she was silent, and because I know it's a hot situation at home, she was not given her phone back. The phone was also snatched. After 1 month, that they thought that the entire thing have little bit settled down, they gave the phone, and the woman was able to run away from her home because she understood if she stays there, her rights will never be accepted and she will be never given the rights and all. So she ran away from her home, and then now they are staying together in some apartment in Hyderabad itself. They're staying together and they're living the life they want to do. So this is the case which is after the historic judgment. Also, the entire thing is being practiced. Now, my concern is this is something which we are getting an example from a city like Hyderabad, the metropolitan city like Hyderabad. I'm just concerned about the villages, small towns, small cities which don't have a support system altogether. How much this kind of conversion therapy might have been practiced in those areas, and also in small cities or small states like Jharkhand, Bihar. I'm not sure what kind of practicing those people are doing in the name of money, in the name of their education altogether.
Thank you so much, Sandy, for joining us today. It was a pleasure talking to you.
Same here. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much.